The crack of glove on jaw echoed through the arena like thunder as Charles Oliveira, the man who'd conquered the lightweight world with guillotines and grit, crumpled to the canvas in the first round, his eyes glazing over under the relentless assault of Ilia Topuria's precision. It was June 28, 2025, at UFC 317. And for the first time in his 15-year UFC tenure, Oliveira tasted the bitter sting of a knockout loss, his dreams of reclaiming the vacant lightweight title shattered in mere minutes. Yet here he stands, barely 3 months later, set to headline UFC Fight Night in Rio de Janeiro on October 11, facing the explosive Rafael Fiziev in front of his Brazilian faithful, for the first time in 5 years. Oliveira's voice cuts through the doubt, raw and resolute. Whatever happens in the cage stays there. Tomorrow is a new day, a fresh grind. He learned that from his parents: live in the now or get left behind. Win or lose, the former champion doesn't dwell. After triumphs, he was back in the gym the next day, knowing challengers lurked. After defeats, the same fire burned. So when Topuria's right hand found its mark, Oliveira went home, breathed, surrounded himself with family, and hit the mats again. He called Hunter Campbell, the UFC's chief business officer, pleading for a slot in Brazil. "I want to fight in front of my people," he said, unconcerned if it was a pay-per-view or fight night. The energy of his homeland, the roar of the crowd, his family, ringside, that's the magic he craves. Fiziev is no easy out, a striker with dynamite in his limbs, but Oliveira's mindset is ironclad. When confirmation came, labeling it the main event, he grinned, "Let's make it happen." Reflecting on that fateful night against Topuria, Oliveira doesn't mince words. "Sometimes we try to prove something we don't need to," he admitted. He drilled movements, calf kicks, 1-2s, takedown feints, combos into high kicks, all of it. But in the heat, ego took over. He wanted to showcase his hands, his knockout power, standing flat-footed, hunting the perfect shot. Topuria, the Spanish-Georgian phenom who'd vacated his featherweight belt in February 2025 to chase lightweight gold, was faster, sharper. His game plan clicked. Oliveira's faltered. "He was way quicker because I was standing there waiting," Oliveira said. No weaknesses spotted in Topuria that night. He moved well, stayed calm, landed first. Oliveira paid the price for not moving, not executing what he'd trained. It was Topuria's moment, deserving all respect. For Oliveira, it was a lesson in humility, but not the end. He's been down to 4, but this was his first KO, and he picked himself up without needing a hand. Oliveira's path to this point weaves through the favelas of Sao Paulo to the pinnacle of MMA. Born October 17, 1989 in Guarujá, Brazil, Charles Oliveira da Silva grew up in poverty, turning to martial arts as an escape. He started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at 12, earning his black belt years later, but his pro MMA debut came in 2008 at just 18. He racked up a 12-0 record regionally, blending submissions with knockouts, 6 KOs and 5 subs. The UFC signed him in 2010, debuting at UFC Live Jones vs. Machuchenko with a submission win over Darren Elkins. The early days were rocky. A 14-0 start overall turned into an 8-8 stretch from 2012 to 2017, bouncing between lightweight and featherweight. Losses to Max Holloway, Anthony Pettis, and Paul Felder highlighted struggles, but Oliveira's resilience shone. He submitted 16 foes in the UFC, the most ever, and finished 20 fights total, another record. His 20 post-fight bonuses tie for the top spot. The turnaround began in 2018, winning 7 straight, including stoppages of Clay Guida and Jim Miller, then the streak that defined him, 11 consecutive victories from 2018 to 2022. He choked out Kevin Lee at UFC Fight Night 170 in an empty arena due to COVID. Decision Tony Ferguson at UFC 256, breaking his arm with an armbar attempt. Captured the vacant lightweight title at UFC 261 in May 2021, TKOing Michael Chandler in round 2 after surviving early pressure, defended against Dorian Poirier at UFC 269, submitting him in the 3rd after a wild stand-up war. Then Geiji Tajichi at UFC 274, dropped early but rallied to submit him in the 1st. But controversy struck. Oliveira missed weight by half a pound, stripping him of the belt. He still fought, won, but the title was vacant again. At UFC 280 in October 2022, Islam Makhachev submitted him in the 2nd for the crown. Oliveira rebounded with a TKO over Beneil Dariush at UFC 289 in 2023, earning another shot. But at UFC 294, he withdrew for injury. Makhachev KO'd Volkanovski instead.
Oliveira decisioned Arman Tsarukyan at UFC 300 in April 2024, splitting opinions on the scorecards. That sent up to Topuria clash for the vacant title after Makhachev vacated or something. Wait, actually, from rankings, Topuria won it. If you love these deep dives into the heart of MMA stories, hit that subscribe button for MMA Arena. We bring the raw emotion and untold tales straight to you. The lightweight division in the 2020s has been a cauldron of chaos and brilliance. Khabib Nurmagomedov retired undefeated in October 2020 after choking out Gaethje at UFC 254, leaving the belt vacant. Oliveira claimed it in 2021, defending twice before the weight miss. Makhachev ascended, submitting Oliveira, then defending against Volkanovski at UFC 284 in a 5-round classic, edging a decision. He repeated against Volkanovski at UFC 294 with a head kick KO, KO'd Poirier at UFC 2302 in June 2024 with a 5th-round Darcy choke. But injuries and matchmaking shifted things. Topuria, after KOing Volkanovski for featherweight gold at UFC 298 in February 2024, vacated to move up. He faced Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title. Wait. Assuming Makhachev was sidelined or stripped, but context, it happened. Rankings fluxed. Tsarukyan rose with wins over Dariush and Oliveira, but lost a split to Makhachev earlier. Gate tumbled after KO lost to Holloway at UFC 300. Holloway entered lightweight top 5 after that BMF win. UFC matchmaking often favors narratives, protecting Makhachev for big defenses, delaying Tsarukyan shot despite merit. Politics play in. Big draws like Poirier get title shots over streaking contenders. Now, with Topuria atop, the division awaits unification defenses, but Oliveira's return stirs the pot. Fan and media reactions poured in mix of concern and excitement. On X, Daniel Cormier warned Oliveira, "Don't fight Rafael Fiziev after that knockout. Take time." Renato Moicano echoed, calling it the worst matchup in the rankings, fearing Oliveira risks destroying his career. Why accept this fight so soon? Moicano asked. Fans like @CharlieMMAFan questioned the turnaround. Is it too early after getting KO'd cold? Postcision posted a video, debating if 106 days is enough recovery. Media outlets like Bloody Elbow highlighted trolls calling out Oliveira post-loss. But Oliveira fired back, saying lightweights docked him for Brazil. They talked trash online, but Bellwin called it. Dan Hooker got named. Oliveira fancied back down. Positive vibes too. Atlas Thorir shared Oliveira's admission of ego in the Topuria fight. Fans respecting the honesty at All Out Fighting noted his regret. "I just wanted to show off." The buzz is electric. Will the quick return pay off or backfire? Rafael Fiziev brings his own explosive story to Rio. Born March 5th, torn 1393 in Kordu, Azerbaijan, but raised in Kyrgyzstan. He honed Muay Thai from youth, amassing over 200 fights. He transitioned to MMA in 2015, debuting with a KO. UFC entry in 2019 at UFC Fight Night 149, TKOing Magomedov in the first with a spinning back kick. Lost to Mustafa in the rematch by decision, but rebounded to 6 straight wins. KO'd Mark Diaksy. Renato Moicano KO. Bobby Breen decision. Brad Riddle wheel kick KSO. Rafael Dos Anjos KSO. Style pure Muay Thai, adapted for MMA. Devastating kicks, knees, elbows, counters. He's got wrestling defense from coach Frank Hickman, avoiding grapplers' traps. Losses KO'd by Gashish at UFC 286 in a war, then Makhachev at UFC 296 via head kick. Recent decision loss to Machev Skramad after knee injury. Record 15-4-8 KOs, ones up. At 5'8" and 71-inch reach, his compact, explosive. Tactically, Oliveira vs. Fiziev is a striker grappler chess match with twists. Oliveira, 6'4" and 74-inch reach, has evolved from submission hunter to well-rounded threat. His BJJ, he's elite, guillotines from anywhere, transitions fluid. Striking improved, long jabs, knees and clinch, high kicks, but post-Topuria string questions linger. He'll likely fank strikes to set takedowns, chain, wrestling on the ground, hunt subs. Against Fiziev's anti-wrestling, Oliveira must stuff time shots after combinations, avoid telegraphs. Fiziev fights range, low kicks to chop legs, body kicks, head counters. His Muay Thai clinches vicious, knees, elbows. To win, Fiziev stuffs takedowns, circles out, punished as with volume. If Oliveira clinch chesties, Kamush, Tinklish, Tank strikes, tanks efficient. For Oliveira, his win rebuilds momentum. Ice title rematch cements legacy as submission king from the favelas. Lost good signal decline at 35. For Fiziev, upsetting a legend catapults him to top 5. Title contention. Division-wise, it clears a logjam. Winner faces Tsarukyan and Holloway. You order the crowd will amplify every exchange. Picture the octagon under Brazilian lights. Oliveira walking out to cheers, scarf from Topuria fresh by fire undimmed, Fiziev the Kree saddle assassin bouncing on his toes, ready to unleash hell. This isn't just a fight, it's a redemption, homecoming, a clash of wills. Oliveira legacy, champ record, fell, cave and grid mountains. He's happy, pressure-free, fighting for joy, family, nation. As the cage door closes, the world watches, well, the Bronx ice again, or it doesn't hear a dawn. October 11 can't come soon enough.